You know that moment when you walk out of a dealership with the new car smell and a little swagger? David had that exact moment. Bright morning, the salesperson's congrats handshake, and a shiny SUV that felt like a miniature throne. He told himself, I earned this. And honestly, who wouldn't? What David didn't realize, and what you probably didn't either the last time you upgraded a car, is that this feeling of I finally made it comes with a quiet shadow. Not a dramatic one, not a flashing red warning sign, just a slow, polite stream of money leaving your life in the background. The kind you don't notice at first, because you're still enjoying the new car smell, the smoother ride, the way people glance at it in parking lots. It doesn't feel like a financial decision anymore. It feels like part of your identity. And that's exactly why it's so powerful. I'm William. I think about this stuff too much. I notice the tiny ways money leaks out of life. And what David bought? It wasn't just an SUV. It was a bigger monthly bill with a marketing brochure attached. Stick with me for the next little while. I want to show you, in plain numbers and small stories, how an SUV versus a regular sedan becomes a slow-moving cash machine for a whole bunch of companies. By the end, you'll know what to watch next time you're leaning toward bigger. The crucial moment you don't notice. Picture this. Same commute, same driver, same groceries. Two different cars. David's old sedan, lighter, narrower, easy to park. New SUV, taller, heavier, feels nice. You don't notice costs at first. You notice the height, the Bluetooth, the safety. Then the first bill comes in and it stings slightly. You shrug. Then another bill. Then you start to sense a pattern. It's not dramatic, it's subtle, and that's why companies love it. Fuel, the extra sips that add up. Research-backed. SUVs are heavier and often less aerodynamic than sedans. That equals higher fuel consumption. Not just a tiny blip, but measurable. On average, SUVs consume roughly 20% more fuel than a medium-sized non-SUV car, which quickly adds up over a year. Picture this. You drive 15,000 kilometers per year, sedan at 6.5 liters per 100 kilometers, versus SUV at 9.5 liters per 100 kilometers. Extra 450 liters per year. At $150 per liter, $675 extra each year. You might say, but I like the view. Fair. But the car is sipping more of your money every week. It's like choosing a bigger coffee every morning, but the coffee drains your savings account instead of your jaw. A small aside. Fuel economy differences are worse in city driving. Stop-and-go traffic loves heavy cars. Tires and rolling resistance, the hidden wear tax, DOE-backed. Bigger cars mean bigger tires. Bigger tires mean greater rolling resistance and usually faster wear, particularly if the vehicle is heavier. That's simple physics, and it's why tires for SUVs cost more and often need replacing sooner. The U.S. Department of Energy and Transport Research have flagged heavier vehicles as increasing rolling resistance, and in some cases, cutting tire life by a notable percentage. Example, sedan tires, $90 each, $360 for 4. SUV tires, $180 each, $720 for 4. Difference today is $360. Repeat every 3 to 4 years. You didn't choose to replace tires more often. The vehicle's size made that decision. And guess who sells the replacement? Tire shops, dealerships, retailers. That's recurring revenue. Maintenance and repairs. The "it costs more to fix" reality. AAA-backed. Bigger components, bigger labor, bigger parts prices. AAA's ownership analyses consistently show that medium and larger SUVs cost more to own and operate per mile compared to many sedans, especially in categories like maintenance and repairs. In plain terms, when something breaks, the bill is larger. So, brake job on a sedan, around $400. Brake job on an SUV, around $750. That's $350 difference for the same job. And remember, even if the SUV breaks down less often, each fix sends your bank balance to a higher floor.
Insurance, the subtle premium. Insurance companies price risk. Bigger cars can cause more damage in collisions and cost more to repair, so premiums often go up. You might not notice the monthly jump, but it compounds. One-step example. Sedan insurance, $780 per year versus SUV insurance, $1,050 per year. That's $270 per year. Over 5 years, that's $1,350. You tell yourself, it's worth it for safety. Maybe, but sometimes that safety premium is just an industry profit margin dressed up in statistics. Depreciation and resale, the myth of better resale. Some people buy SUVs because they think resale will be better, but here's the twist. Market demand varies, and while SUVs have been popular, their larger fuel use and higher operating costs can reduce resale value in tougher markets. The push towards electrification and efficiency has created complicated resale dynamics. The bigger point, depreciation is only part of the story. Running costs beat depreciation every single year. Psychology. Why you choose the bigger thing. Harvard-backed insight. You didn't wake up one day to personally fund tire companies. You likely bought the SUV because of emotion, status, safety, image, or imagining a more comfortable life. Behavioral studies and long-term well-being research remind us that bigger purchases often deliver less happiness than expected, and that financial stability matters a lot for life satisfaction. The Harvard study of adult development, among others, highlights how decisions that stress finances can affect long-term well-being. You might say, but it makes me feel good. Yeah, I know, and that feeling is real. The question is, does the feeling outlast the bills? The ecosystem. Who wins when you buy big? Think of buying an SUV as subscribing to a bundle of industries. Fuel companies get a steady 20% bump in consumption. Tire manufacturers and shops replace bigger, pricier rubber. Insurers quietly invoice more. Repair shops and dealerships get higher labor and parts tickets. You paid for one item, but a dozen companies got a long-term customer. That's the business model. Objections and friendly pushback. You'll say I need the space. Fair, kids, hauling gear, real reasons exist. If you actually need the space 90% of the time, ignore the fear-mongering and get what works. But if most days are solo commutes and Spotify playlists, then the extra cost is literally funding someone else's dividend. You'll say, sedans are unsafe. Modern sedans are very safe. Safety features aren't exclusive to SUVs anymore. Often you can find comparable safety in a smaller package. Fair point, but if you want both space and savings, consider smaller SUVs, crossovers, or sedans with roof boxes for the occasional trip, or rent the bigger thing when you truly need it. That simple choice can save thousands over the years. The decision that changes your money life. This isn't moralizing, it's math plus honesty. Next time you're looking at a car, ask these 3 quick questions out loud. How much more fuel will this drink per year? Use the 20% SUV rule as a rough check. How much more will tires and brakes cost? Bigger equals pricier. Will I be paying higher insurance and maintenance for the next 5 to 7 years? Calculate the annual difference. If the answer to those pushes your annual running cost over what you're comfortable with, you've found your measurement, not a judgment. So what's the brutal truth, William? Companies do love it when you buy the bigger car because it funnels money to a whole network of businesses for years, but the real power is yours. You don't have to be ashamed. You can be informed. The next time you stand at a dealership or scroll through online car listings, imagine the annual receipts floating out of your bank account like little paper planes. Ask the simple question, am I buying convenience or am I funding a long-term cash flow for a dozen companies? Awareness is the quiet freedom. Once you see the pattern, you can choose differently. You might keep the SUV, and that's totally fine. Or you might choose a sedan and quietly watch your bank balance breathe easier. Either way, you asked the better question. That's the whole win.